refuse to seat you if you are reelected. Given this, litigation against you by your former aides, the investigation by the state police and the Attorney General into possible criminal wrongdoing, your standing expulsion from the House GOP caucus, how can you expect to get the 56 votes needed to pass any of your legislation, let alone effectively represent the people of the 80th District in Lansing?
There's a clause in the Constitution that's double jeopardy. You can't expel you twice, so there's a misconception about that. I think if the Speaker decides to try to do any kind of political maneuvers regarding that, I think honestly it's a huge slap in the face to the voters of Allegan County if they decide to send me back. The vote in that decision of representation, I believe, rests with the voters of Allegan County, and I say that even if they decide not to send me back. I believe that the vote should rest with you. As far as the legal investigation, what many of you might not know is that House legal counsel during the committee hearings stood up under oath in the committee hearings and said in the beginning that the evidence does not warrant expulsion. And after the committee hearings were over, House legal counsel stood up and said again, after reviewing all of the evidence, it does not warrant expulsion for Representative Gamrat. And so I don't have concerns about the investigation warranting any kind of legal concerns. Thank you.
So let me rephrase, let me steer this way then. Do you feel you can get 56 votes needed to pass any of your legislation?
There's a lot of legislation that's put up that's never heard in committees or passed. There were a lot of legislation from the former representatives that's not heard or passed. You can't guarantee legislation, but you can promise that you will fight for the things that are important to your district. And I will promise I will fight for life because it's important and I believe in it. I will fight for the Constitution. I will fight for Second Amendment rights, and I will put forward that legislation. And if they want to play party politics and not pass good legislation because of petty party politics, then that is on them. That is not on me.
I will follow up with one question of my own. If the voters say on November 3rd that one of the other 6 people will be the Republican nominee for the State House seat, would you run again in 2016?
Right now I'm looking at the next few weeks, and that's too far out for me to make any kind of commitment to that.
Mrs. Whiteford,